What's up, guys, and welcome back to Pump and Brews. I got my fiance Kara here with me. We're about to head into Willikers in Sioux Falls, grabbing a couple of beers for episode 3. Hopefully by now you've listened to the trailer, episode 1 and episode 2. And so we're getting ready for episode 3 here with you guys. We got a little bit of a fun game that Kara came up with, and I'm going to let her go ahead and explain.
All right, so at Willikers, you can do a build your own 6-pack.
Yep.
So we're gonna go strictly based off of style or the look of 3 cans and 3 bottles.
I already told Kara I'm a little intrigued to see how this is gonna go because a lot of the IPAs like to have fancy cans, and as Kara knows, and I'm sure you guys will probably pick up on as we continue to do episodes, I'm not the biggest IPA fan. I will choke one down every once in a while. We've had a couple that I haven't minded. Usually those ones have a little bit more of a fruit taste to them, so it's more of a juice.
Yep.
But we can definitely see what we're gonna be in for today.
Let's go. We're doing cans first.
Yep, cans first. Wow, no reading though, for sure.
For sure. That's cheating.
Okay.
Super Cluster.
We have to do some of that Odell Brewing. Super Cluster, that's cool.
Yep.
Okay. What about one of those Boulevard ones?
Yep, the Berry Noir.
Yep, that looks awesome. Very cool.
This tiki one's kind of cool.
Yep, I would agree with that.
Or should we circle back over here since we haven't really gotten any over here?
So we're hitting 2 over there. I like the picnic.
All right, do it.
What were you thinking of that?
That hazy
Wonder.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, babe. There just seems to be more going on with the can. I wonder what our followers are gonna think. I think I'm going with the. We got Bridge Brewing.
All right.
Sorry, guys. We'll come back here. We got the Lagunitas Super Cluster and the Boulevard Brewing Berry Noir. We're looking forward to that one, folks.
And now go bottles.
Now we gotta go bottles.
This one is bringing Zookeeper pink.
You like that one?
Yep.
Pink guava. Very fun. Oh, what do we think one of these?
Yep, that's cool. That's the one I was looking at.
Superfried Nova.
Supernova.
So, ironically enough, babe, these are actually going to be from the same brewery.
Yep.
Okay. They do go harder with cans than they do bottles. I will say that right now.
The sun is kind of cool.
It's another Boulevard.
What did you just pick?
I went with the one that you just pointed out, the Zon.
All right. Bags are secured.
We got, well, you can't even see it. We got our try on, and here we go, guys. Hey guys, welcome back to episode 3. So Kara and I are now all set up inside our little studio area, which is known as the basement of our home. Getting ready to taste test the 3 beers that we grabbed over at Willikers. So very excited to taste test these. Our first one that we got from Willikers that was picked out really stood out to us. It was the Lagunitas Super Cluster.
And we're doing the cans.
Yes, we are doing the cans first today. We are not doing the bottles. That'll be on episode 4 or whatever episode that we choose for them to be on. Beer stays pretty good these days for a while. Anyway, back to the Lagunitas Super Cluster. It's a Citra hopped mega IPA of intergalactic proportions. So as you know, Kara, we expect this beer to be out of this world. So we're really looking forward to trying this one.
All right, and then we have the Bridge Brewing Co. from Stillwater, Minnesota. It's an IPA, and it is called Hop Dish.
So that's got to be like a plain hot dish, right? Like, from Minnesota.
Yeah, yeah.
I think so. I actually just gotta put that two and two together.
Yeah.
Definitely all of these being fun cans. I'd say, sorry, almost forgot about our next one here. Next one is gonna be out of a company that I believe a little more of our population here is gonna be familiar with. It is the Boulevard Brewing Company. Really looking forward to trying this beer here. It's called the Berry Noir, I believe. Noir? Noir. And it is a sour ale with mixed berries. So really fun can here. I think what really stands out here is obviously the combination of the purple and the pinks.
Right.
I think would be the main thing there.
I think that Berry Noir. I think that's Spanish for black.
Is it really?
I feel like it is.
Anyway, so we'll get into these beers here. So we're gonna start out with the Lagunitas Super Cluster. I almost forgot about our third guest we have on the show today. If you're over on YouTube, you'll definitely see him here being one of the good boys. Just chilling with mom and dad here as we're drinking some beers. We got Kara's cockapoo, Archie. And Archie is currently waving to the crowd right now.
Oh, look at the baby switch. Looking at the can, it says Indian Pale Ale for the hop dish. Indian Pale Ale potluck of 7 hop varieties. So that's funny. That's a potluck.
Of course, we got the hot dish of the group. So I'm interested to see how full that one makes us. If it's truly one that we can use for a meal supplement there. Going back over to the Lagunitas. Lagunitas, the brewing company itself, actually started back in 1993 in Northern California. Fun fact, due to distribution needs and to kind of amp things up, they actually paired with Heineken back in 2015.
Really?
So kind of a fun fact for us about Lagunitas.
Like they paired up just for a beer, or are they now?
They now are joined together as a company.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure Heineken is the parent company of that.
Cool.
So yeah. So as you guys all know by now, fun fact actually, the top of the tap on the Lagunitas is kind of shaped like a little fire star cluster, rather than just like the basic opening.
Like
so nice little touch on the can there. I'll take a picture of that later, and hopefully you guys can see it there on YouTube. So, as everybody knows now, I'm gotten really familiar with the carbonation of the beer, one of my favorite parts. We actually got 2 fun glasses here that Karen and I will be tasting out of each. And they're actually glasses from our hometown brewery of Fernson in Sioux Falls. Karen and I love their beer, and that's going to be something we talk about, I'm sure, more than once here on the podcast. And a little fun title here for us is Good Things Come in Small Glasses. So we're going to get that pour on here. So
while Tyler's pouring that into these little fun glasses, fun fact number 2, we got these after we got engaged.
We did.
Fernson. Tyler proposed to me at a brewery. So here we are.
Here we are, just a few months later, enjoying a couple of brews on Pumpin' Brews podcast. So we got a little left in the can there, but we're gonna do a little swirly swirl and cheers.
Definitely hoppy.
Very hoppy.
From the smell. All right. Yep, she is happy.
Very happy. Some more stuff over here on the can. It's kind of a little fun piece of back to the space analogy that they're going with on Super Cluster. You are here on a speck of dust, 3 tiny rocks from the source, at the edge of something much larger, in the middle of something else. at the beginning of the end. It's a lot to wrap your head around, so take it one gulp at a time. Life is uncertain. So kind of some deep words here on our super cluster, and like Kara said, it's you want to talk about a hopped up mega IPA, and that's no small proportions, as they say in the can. It's of intergalactic proportions.
I feel like, I mean, I am not an IPA connoisseur quite yet, but when it's super golden, do you feel like it's more of like an IPA? Like if you see it this golden?
I would say no, just because that's just due to some different other things that cause the color. Because if you really think about it, like a Bud Light or a Budweiser could be of this golden color.
Do you feel like it's that bright?
I'd like to think so. Like I said, ton of hops here within the can, and it's almost, I don't know, it's overwhelming. I don't really take, you get any of that citrus at all?
I don't hate the smell of it, to be quite honest with you.
No, it smells good.
It just, like the overtaking hoppiness.
Right. Coming back to a little bit more about the Super Cluster Ale, it is a 8% alcohol by volume, so a little heavier as far as the ABV goes, and you can definitely kind of taste that, I'd say, within there. It might just be the hops for me is where I'm getting that from. Another thing is the IBU, so the International Bitterness Units. Karen and I were talking about this before. That's on a scale of 1 to 100, as we mentioned last week. This one is at a 66, so definitely is up there when it comes to International Bitterness Units. And I gotta say, the roof of my mouth right now is giving me all of that bitterness. It's just kind of lingering in my mouth.
Yeah, I definitely, like if you were to eat the rind of an orange.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that's what that aftertaste is.
Kind of that bitterness.
Yeah.
And see, so going into our SRM here, our standard reference method for color, I'm gonna say, like Kara said before, this has got a beautiful golden color to it. I'm gonna put this on a scale of maybe like a 7 or 7 to 9 is where I would really put this as far as our chart goes.
Yeah. I feel like it's definitely brighter than a average Bud Light. I mean, I could definitely see where you'd say that, but I feel like it has a little
I want maybe more gold.
Right.
Really gold.
Yeah.
Where more of a basic beer would be more of that yellow.
Yeah. It would be interesting to start with like a really low bitterness,
And
medium,
go to the high.
and then a high, just to see the difference, especially like how this is a 60.
Well, we kind of get to go into that a little bit today. And I think it'll be tough to note due to the fact of our Berry Noir. The IBU for that is an 11. And our next one here, our little potluck, is a 75.
Okie doke.
So I think we have a little bit more bitterness coming, folks, as we get a little further along here. A little bit more about how it is named. This out of this world ale is a galactic blast from the glass. So I think we're doing it right, drinking it out of glasses here. Citra, supernova in the sky, jettisoning, excuse me, lupulin lusciousness through the cosmos and across the universe of your palate. I will say, folks, they hit that one right there. That taste, I couldn't even say it's left my mouth yet, and it's been a little bit since I've had a sip. Enter its bitter orbit, as we just talked about before, and it'll float all day. Okay? Cheers. So, like I said, it's it's definitely a hopped up beer. Have you ever actually had just plain hops before? Just it's the plant that it's grown on?
No.
It is, I think it just gets more bitter as it's fermented. I don't know if that's the correct way in the process, but man, it's something else. Not as bitter as this.
I don't know. I feel like the more you drink it, it might grow on a person. I think that we just need to. Tyler and I are not huge IPA drinkers.
We are not. It's just not our thing. And, well, it's not our thing. I should say it's not my thing. I've kind of passed on my biasness to Kara, because we also, you know the classic IPA drinkers, and we don't really fit that stereotype. But it's one of those things where I think it's going to continue. We're pretty early on in our brewery career,
right.
So I think it's just going to continue to be one of those things that we don't maybe mind as much.
And I think that we should do some research on to see where like some lower bitterness ones, the IBU for the bitterness.
Yep, international bitterness units.
Okay.
So that's going to be more of like your Coors Light, stuff like that. If you guys recall from episode 2, we had the scale of the Budweiser being about a 7. And like I said before, that heavy IPA being a 70, and we're gonna, like I said, gonna experience that today with the Hop Dish.
Right. I'm just saying, like, it'd be kind of interesting to see like a really low IPA, and then
As far as the color.
Well, just like the taste to kind of get our toes wet and maybe like kind of get more accustomed to it. Like we were talking about before, like the first beer that you had or we had, it was not good. And then you just kind of start drinking more of it, and you know, you just have a taste for it. So it would be interesting to see if there's a lower IBU of an IPA, so we can kind of slowly.
Absolutely, to see where that truly starts out with the IBU units. That's
Instead
a good
of going
point.
like hardcore 75 and like expecting to like it.
Oh, of course. Absolutely, couldn't agree more.
All right.
Any more comments on the Super Cluster from you?
No.
I think we are, we're going to call it on the Super Cluster for now, guys. We're going to step right into the Hop Dish.
This is a super cool can, though.
Yeah, let's show that to the camera there real quick. And it's fun because the Hop Dish, you know, like we said before, a little play on words there, hot dish, and it's got that picnic setting that we were talking about in the store.
So I would assume, since this is also an IPA, which we kind of assumed that we were going to get a bunch of IPAs with. The IPAs have such a cool... Sorry, I just ruined that for Tyler.
It's okay. Anyway, the IPAs have such a cool...
The IPAs have all such cool cans.
Yeah, it's so common, it seems like. So, anyway, Kara and I, before we try this next one, doing a... I don't want to call it a palate cleanse, because I know you're supposed to use like ginger or something for that. We're going to drink a little water, swish it around, and then we're going to come back to the Hop Dish.
You're going to have to do the openings from now on.
We're still running. Okay. It's okay. I'm glad you did it.
All right. So I'm going to go with, this is going to be pretty golden.
I think that's what we can expect, again, coming back to that IPA. Fun little thing here about Lift Bridge, while Kara's got the pour going on, really dark golden pour. Definitely darker than the IPA Super Cluster.
It's more like milky, or like...
it's more of a dense color, more of a dense gold on that one. You're going to jump slightly ahead here. That's standard reference method on this one. I'm going to put that at a little bit of a higher of a, maybe even a 12 to a 15. I don't think you're going to get a lot of light coming through this this beverage here.
I'd say that's like a 9.
With the lack of light.
12 darkest.
Yeah.
15 I feel like it's a little too dark. Based on, I mean, it's hard to tell off of that color swatch. But yeah, she's... Yeah, you can't see anything, where the other one you could see kind of through it.
Right. And that's where that true, just, it's interesting to see. You like the smell of that one?
It's pretty happy.
Kara is making me nervous, you guys. What did I get myself into with doing these cans? Ugh. All right.
I don't know, the IPA is kind of... The smell is, it smells good to me, but the taste just does not reflect, the smell does not reflect the taste in my sensory palate.
Cheers.
I almost like this one better than Lagunitas.
Lagunitas?
Yeah, Lagunitas.
You guys will have to excuse Karen and I. We've been at breweries all day today, so I'm about had my fill of craft beer at this point. I'll be honest. The beginning though is really quite flavorful.
I feel like this one's really smoother. Like where the other one is like super like aggressive. Hey, I'm an IPA.
You could say that, yeah. I can see where you're coming off of from that there. Going a little bit back for the Lift Bridge Brewing Company. They actually started in 2008 out of Stillwater, Minnesota, as Kara had mentioned before. Fun fact though, they do still have a tap room in Stillwater, Minnesota, and they're now also located in New Richmond, Wisconsin. So, looking at the alcohol by volume for the Lift Bridge Brewery Hop Dish, this is at a 6.5, so a little bit less than the
Super Cluster.
Yep, than the Super Cluster. Thank you there. And then as far as IBUs go, like we mentioned before, 75 on this one. So definitely is up there. And I will be honest, you guys, this one is not settling well with me. That's got just a little too much bitter for my tongue. So there's a little tongue twister for you. Too much tartness for my tongue. Something like that.
Too much tartness for the tongue. I don't feel like I'm chewing on a orange.
No.
Peel, though.
But like I said, the beginning of it is super. You know what? Great way to put it is a meal. I think that's probably the best analogy I could use for this beer, because that first initial hit is the beverage of the meal. If that makes sense. I get we're drinking beer, but it's the beverage of the meal. It's a little bit lighter, not as heavy right away. Then you get the side salad kind of comes in the tongue when it's first introducing the hops and everything. And then that aftertaste that really is still sitting on the back of my tongue right now, that's your main course. That's kind of what you're settled in with. And folks, this is just a 2-course meal. There is no dessert in this beer. There is no light happy ending or some chocolate berry going on. It is, you're just having the potluck. And someone, and grandma forgot the dessert. That is what's going on with this beer right now when I compare it to a meal.
Unless we're eating hops for dessert.
Ah, man. I don't think that's the case.
That's what we're tasting.
So,
I don't know, they're kind of growing on me.
And you know what, guys? Kara's a little different too. She likes flights, and I'm not a big flight person either. But I think she just has better luck than I do. But she pushes me outside of my comfort zone when it comes to beer. So always happy to have her around and have her for life, as we are now engaged. So gonna be a good time. Great time. Just a little bit more. This IPA pushes the boundaries. Hell yeah, it does. And delivers what you would expect. I was a little surprised. But, I'm not an IPA drinker, so maybe that's the deal.
Yeah.
This aggressively hopped IPA awakens the senses with aromas of citrus, fruit, and pine, actually, is listed on here. But will bombard, hell yeah it did, your taste buds. Absolutely. With hops, a subtle malt sweetness, and notes of caramel. And I think that's where we're getting that beginning being a little bit lighter. Didn't really pick up so much on the caramel, but the malt sweetness, I think in the beginning, was there.
It definitely can taste the pine.
Think so?
Think of what you smell a pine tree.
That's true. Oh, yeah.
And then like how you taste. I feel like if you were to chew on a pine tree, it would be kind of like that aftertaste.
Absolutely. Yeah. Definitely see that there. Fun thing about Lift Bridge Brewery is their mission statement. I really like this. This stood out to me. I'm glad I included this in here. Elevating life's moment with the perfect pairing. So kind of a little fun deal there as far as, and of course with the potluck, I think they'd want you to drink this with a certain food. And folks, I'm just not sure what that is. I'd have to do a little bit more research as to how far I would pair this beer with certain things.
Right. I mean, really all IPAs. I don't know what.
Yeah. I would agree.
I can't imagine ooh. I mean, a lot of brewery beers, though, to be quite honest with you. I can't imagine being ooh, a full course meal with this brewery beer. This is it.
Yeah, in that I would agree with.
Oh, they have a lot of cool bottles. Or a lot of cool cans.
I definitely would recommend Lift Bridge Brewing if you guys have a can, collection that you're kind of going for.
Little can fetish.
Yeah. Maybe not. I don't know. Guys, I don't know if Kara has a can fetish. Let's not take it like that, okay? We'll move on to the next one. Anyway. You have a thing for fun cans. Let's leave it like that. On to the next. We are actually going to head towards now Boulevard, which, as you guys know, is in Kansas City. This one was specifically saved for last by myself. I feel like this might be the beer out of the three that I like the most. I'm actually not even finishing my glass of Hop Dish. I've just had my fill of brewery beer today. So really looking forward to this this Berry Noir, and I wanted to save room for the Berry Noir because I have a good feeling I like this one. So here we go with the Boulevard.
So you're just drinking that out of the old can?
Yeah, I think I'll just spritz this one out of the can if that's cool with you guys. Here we go. I still have to teach Kara to do this apparently.
If you just listen really closely, we're not gonna clean our palates.
We will, but I'm going for the pour right now.
Ooh, that is beautiful.
It's dripping off my finger. Alright, so I'm going to clean the palate a little bit here first. Love the color of the beer.
It's pretty.
Looks really nice.
Berry has been the berry color has been it for the day. We had a lot.
It has. We've had a lot of berry stuff today. And I think it's just maybe part of it. I don't feel like you see a ton of it during the summer. Do
See,
you?
I was just gonna say I feel like berry is like a
Or no.
good summer.
Sorry, yes, I said that backwards. You do see a handful of it during the summer.
Right.
So
A lot of good berry beers today.
keep on taking these little sips and
Cheater.
it is. Okay. So what we were expecting here, sour ale with mixed berries. Not a lot of other writing on the can. So here's to the Berry Noir. Cheers.
That's good.
That is good. Easily my favorite. Not too. And I'm curious if it's due to the IPAs that I'm not getting a ton of the sour.
Oh, really?
But like, I'm getting it, but it's not like overbearing. Like I've had way more sour beers.
See, I feel like the beer that we had on episode 1, it kind of gives me those vibes, but not as much lime. Where it's not like
Right.
the
We
battery
had
acid.
like the limeade
Right, it's
portion
not
of it.
super sour, but it's definitely sour. But I
Right.
can taste the berry more. Well, I guess it just says mixed berries. So it's not
Right.
necessarily saying what kind of berry.
Which is
but yeah,
kind
it's
of,
really
I don't
good.
know. I think that's kind of nice that it's not beyond overwhelming.
For sure. Yeah, definitely my favorite one of the 3.
Absolutely. Little description here for you guys. Pouring a deep purple with electric magenta foam. I would say that definitely holds true as far as the color goes. Really enjoy that color a lot.
Yeah.
This brand new juicy ale features notes of blueberries and blackberries with a crisp tartness reminiscent of lemonade, which I would agree with that. You do kind of get that kick there at the end.
Yeah.
That lemon. I wouldn't say the lemonade piece of it, but more so.
If you take really small sips, I feel like I could smell or I can taste more of the lemonade.
Right.
Or before when I took a big one, I could just taste more of the berry.
Fun thing about this one, you guys, is that this is available year round until it is discontinued. So really, kind of a nice deal there that it will be available all year round.
4.2% alcohol.
Yes, it is. So definitely, that's more of your common beer percentages there compared to Coors Light, Busch Light, and the like. IBU, like what was mentioned before, is only an 11 for the Berry Noir. So, and very obvious, that sour ale, the tartness, the fruit, it's not going to be as bitter. SRM for this one, I'm coming back down, maybe that 10 range. I think a little bit more light comes through this than what came through, yes, absolutely, than what came through the Hop Dish.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
I think that's kind of been,
I feel like it's similar to the Super Cluster as far as like see-throughness. Did you say that there's a place in Kansas that they just opened for
Wisconsin.
Oh, Wisconsin.
Yep, Wisconsin. And then, as you guys know, Boulevard is actually out of Kansas City.
Right.
So I would highly recommend you guys bopping over to Boulevard's site. They have a great little backstory on how, and I shouldn't even say little because we obviously know how popular they are, but they have a great story on how they were founded, when they were founded, and everything like that. Just a short little blurb here for you guys. It was actually founded in 1989 by John McDonald. That was after 5 years. He actually, you know what, I'm not even going to go into it. It's just a really great story, and I encourage you guys to go and look it up. Not that, long of a read. Really great. Anyway, but they actually merged in 2014. It's just like, whoa, Boulevard's a pretty company. Who do they need to merge with? Ironically enough, they merged with Duval excuse me on this last name pronunciation, Mortgat family. They own a collection of artisanal breweries. Artisanal breweries, as I've been saying. So no, it's just really awesome, and they have a great, just the pictures and stuff that I've seen. Would love to visit.
Yeah.
Just the production they have alone is just humongous. So like I said, encourage you guys to go read the backstory. It's magnificent. This was really good.
I'd agree.
So,
if you were to pick just one, we should have done that. If you were just to pick one based off the can, what would you pick?
Berry Noir.
Just the base. Put this taste aside.
I know, it's IPA is just so easily readable on the can. And I will go this far, because I will say that I would pick the Boulevard due to another Boulevard. Gosh, you guys are going to have to DM me on Instagram or something, help me remember this name. Was it Can Jam? Nope, that's a game. Nope. Boulevard, gosh, I'm going to have to look it up now.
There's a berry jam or something.
Is that what it is?
I don't know, that's the... I think Boulevard.
Jam Band Boulevard, yes. Oh, look at this lovely can.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Great beer. Highly recommend. Little sweeter, and you know what? I shouldn't even go into this because we should probably do another episode on this. Little sweeter than Berry Weiss by Leinenkugel's. Love Leinenkugel's here in this home. We are big fans. We'll definitely probably have to do another of the mixed case and talk with you guys about that. That'll be a great time, I feel like. So definitely going off the can here, though. Definitely went with Berry Noir. I just, when I see the purple and stuff, immediately makes me think of the berries, of course, and that color that they have. And I know that probably will just like that beer a little bit more. I don't know how great the viewing is over there off of for YouTube. Kind of that similar color for Jam Band that Boulevard did, and that is actually now discontinued. It might be a seasonal thing though, because it came back to back 2 years. And they didn't really carry during the summer, which I always think is interesting.
I feel like I've seen that before, and I was gonna get it. I'm like, now I regret not getting it.
No,
it really is just
very good. Boulevard actually is a fun little thing with their 6-packs too. There's a million things we could talk about as far as episodes go. Clearly, we've kind of just spun in the direction of more beers so far, but gosh, who doesn't love drinking some nice craft beer during the summer? And during the winter too, so we might be talking about beer a lot, but hope to get some more pre-workouts on here soon. Just been a great time talking about beers, and gosh, so many directions we can go. It's just been really great. So I just want to thank Kara for coming back on the show, visiting with you guys about our 3 little beers here, and what a great idea this was. Pushing me out of my comfort zone. But still did enjoy the beers that we had, and look forward to do this with our bottles either on episode 4 or episode 5. So hope to get this one out to you guys as soon as we can, and just really, really excited. Good boy. Are you on the show too, Arch?
Yeah, I'm just sitting here with my